Good morning, afternoon and evening, good day. See, none of that freaky stuff, just the old hippie. Good morning all. It is Sunday morning. It is a week and a half since I put out my Q&A, asking for Q's so I can give you my A.
That's what she said!
Friends, I thought this video kicked off my demonetization, but I have seen that many of these people with WeedTube channels, mine is not a WeedTube channel, let's get that straight. Mine is a hippie-centric channel about natural living and natural life, which includes cannabis. But it's not cannabis-centric. But even the cannabis-centric, like I really like Token GL, Token Daily. I really like his channel, and it was gone for quite a while, and it came back, but he just released that he too has been fully demonetized. And it seems that they have closed up their thoughts on cannabis and have placed it right alongside cocaine and amphetamines. Reefer Madness is still alive, but it's okay. I don't mind too much because the monetization of this channel through YouTube has caused so much trouble, and it causes me so much stress that to just let it go and just do my channel, just be me, just do me, thanks to all you Patreon supporters, that's what I'm going to do. So pitter patter, let's get at her. Let's get at the answers. Friends, I will first give you guys an answer that I've had a few questions of. Why the new headdress? Well, a couple of reasons. I've always enjoyed skull caps and this kind of a hat that doesn't add any pressure but keeps the head covered. But it's a two-parter. You see, I have a nervous habit. My hair is very frizzy in this area, and my nervous habit makes it worse. I pull at the loose hairs, I pull them out, the other hairs bend, then they get loose, and it becomes a catch-22. So this is to stop me from having flyaway hair, while at the same time it looks a little hippie-ish. I enjoy it. I hope you do too. Now, we're going to start at the questions asked first to the most recent. And I'm going to call out everybody who talks in here, so it's a shout out whether you got a question or not. Which Sick Mix World buddy, thanks for the comment. You did say peace and growers love. And yes, we all love our growers. Let's shout out to the growers like you, Sick Mick. Without growers, we don't have the material that we need to keep ourselves healthy. So, Sick Mick, thank you so much. Logya, I love you. I love you. You and I have such big conversations that I can't get through this. There wasn't a question. There was just you telling me to get onto Utip so that you can also help promote this channel. And I will. Let me get past this monetization stuff. I promise. Thank you. Mr. Know-It-All. Love you, man. I'm a single guy. I've always been enthralled with the ladies of Russia and Eastern Europe. You've said you married a lady from that area. I wondered how you met. That's a really wonderful question. You know, I too have always been enthralled by the beautiful women of Russia and Eastern Europe. There's a difference in the way people look over there, and there is a difference in the way they act. And I was always enthralled. And one time I was on a video chatting program. Can't remember the name of it. It's not important. And bumped into who ended up being my wife. We talked. The first time we met, we talked for, I think, 6 or 8 hours, way deep into her morning and my evening. And that kept on for a good month, and we fell in love online. And I promise you, I still love the girl. It was pharmaceuticals that tore us apart. Thanks for asking the question. Met her online, and it was many, many trips to Europe to get to know her, to get to know her family, to understand the differences. It was enjoyable. I don't regret any of it. I think she's a wonderful woman. Put this in your pipe and smoke it. Have you thought of growing some plants? Love you, man. Love you too, man. I have thought, in fact, I actually have a plant growing for me. I bought some seeds and I gave them to a friend who's a very good grower, and she is growing Granddaddy Perp for me. And so far it's doing really well. If I can, I'll throw a little picture of it. It's a couple of weeks old now and it's growing really beautiful. So I'll throw a picture of it up there. I live in a very tiny home with not much use of the yard. I don't pay very much because I can't afford very much. So no, I don't grow here. I just don't have the room nor the money to really get into it. You know what I mean? Let Arts Live, a big shout out to you. You didn't ask a question. You just let me know about B&H for camera stuff. I have checked them many times. I personally find that I can get anything from B&H on Amazon cheaper and quicker. B&H is a good place though. You did ask. You first made that comment, but then you asked a question. Don't know if it's a good question or not, he says, but here I go. Is it possible if a cop pulls you over here in the United States and you have a vape pen with the CBD in it, is it possible that the police test it, they find THC in it because there is THC in it, and they arrest you and put you in jail because it's a felony? And it's CBD and it doesn't even get you high, but it has THC in it. Okay, I cannot comment and give opinion on laws that are different in every single state. So I'm going to give a more general answer here, is where CBD is legal. Usually, like in Texas, I know there was allowed 0.5% THC of the overall volume. But usually the law states that and allows a minute part of THC in it. Not all CBD vapes have any THC in it. It can be made from CBD distillate and be pure. It can be. So it depends on your state. If your state allows a tiny bit of THC, then it is best to get your CBD pen made from full spectrum and therefore a tiny bit of THC, because you're getting the other lipids and all that. As far as the cops pulling you over, again, these laws are so generic and haven't been challenged heavily in court enough yet, nor have we had legalization long and strong enough to provide the details to change those laws. So I can't give advice on it. But I think in most cases, if they test and it's 99% CBD with a little bit of THC, that I don't think you'll spend time in jail. My advice? Ask a legal aid rep or something around your area to be sure you're safe. Or do as I do, and 90% of my time, even though in Canada it's legal 100% all over the place, I don't take it with me unless I'm going somewhere for a long time and it's going to wear off and I'm going to need it for pain relief. We're getting near the end. Bailey Shoemate. What have you done for jobs now and in the past? And that's really a good question. I know somebody, Bailey, said, in fact, I'm going to reply to you to make sure you come to this. Answer today. Bailey, I've had many jobs. almost all with the same company. I started when I was 17 with Canadian Pacific Railway, and I am still with them on disability, probably never returning to work. I'm right at my full retirement age, so what happens now, I'm not sure. I'm up in the air and I'm waiting. But so I live on a smaller amount of money than I used to make a decade ago. But my time with the railway, my 40 years with this railway, yeah, 40 years, wow, has been beautiful and wonderful, and I've learned so much. I've done everything from running a 90-pound electric wrench on the railway to raise and lower hitches, to driving truck, to being in charge of that loading onto the railway, to coordination of activities. And then they finally found that, hey, Gordy knows a lot about computers. And I ended up in the IT department designing future software. I ended my time with the railway as the senior software delivery manager. I really enjoyed my life with them. I think it's a great company and even better people. I've done an awful lot. One day I should do a whole video on the different things I have had the pleasure to do. And Angie 978, the last question, the most recent question, and one of the most difficult ones to answer. What is the most unexpected life lesson you've learned from your kids? I actually would have to say the calmness, the acceptance of where I am in life, learned from all of my kids. I raised all my kids, my first three especially, as a really strong, strong-willed, determined man. I raised them alone, and I think I did a really good job. But as life started hitting a bunch of wrong turns for me, it was my kids and the life lessons that I had taught them reverberating off of them and back onto me. They talk to me daily. They keep me going. They make me strong. And it's probably, Angie, why I am having such a hard time being away from my 10-year-old, who's in Riga right now, Riga, Latvia, because I've spent so much time with my family. Family is everything. And I would say maybe I've learned my biggest life lesson from my oldest daughter, the girl I adopted, was that family has nothing to do with the DNA that has or has not passed between people in that family. I adopted her. She found that out when I was 6 years old. She's had her whole life, has never researched who the blood father is, even though we told her we could tell her. Doesn't care. I'm daddy. And I'm still daddy, and she's getting near 40. So the acceptance of family is what is here, not what's in your blood. Best lesson ever. I want to thank y'all. I want to thank y'all for being a part of this channel. I want to thank y'all for being a part of my life. And I hope that we can continue going strong with this channel as it is. Love y'all. Peace and cheers. Love and harmony.